Hey guys, you are welcome back to my channel, Beloved Academy. Thank you for following up, and I really appreciate for your subscription. And probably you have not subscribed to the channel. Kindly hit the notification bell and click the subscribe button so as to enhance the growth of the channel. Or if you will be watching this video, you are watching this video, kindly go back to the channel and subscribe, please. Thank you very much. Now, in this question, this is another question that we're going to be solving on SRE 451. And the question goes thus: a research farm was surveyed and described as follows. At point A to B, the length was 440 kilometer. Now, don't forget the last question that I saw on this, I solved it accordingly, and I will be doing the same with this one. So let's proceed. I have my what? 440 kilometer. That's the first thing that they gave me, 440 kilometer. And at point B to C, it measures 250 kilometer. I have another parameter, 250 kilometer. Then from point C to D, which was parallel to the point A to B, don't forget what I called a parallel line the other time when I'm solving one of the questions on this course also. Parallel line and line that are drawn that can never meet. They proceed in the same direction. They can never meet. To point B, it was measured to be 420 kilometer, and from point A to D was what? 202 kilometer. Line AB was extended to him, measuring 202 kilometer from point B and joining point C in a quadrant form. Now, the first question is that we should interpret and present the above information as a map, and that's what I'm going to be doing now. Just follow me carefully. Let me get my ruler. Okay, the first statement say, and at points A to B, the length was 440 kilometers. So I'm going to have my line A to B drawn. I want to interpret this statement right now. I'm going to have my line A to B. So line A to B, let me draw my line A to B. Let me draw it something like this. A to B. I have my this. Okay, I'm using my car. Line A to B. Let me call this line A. Let me call this line B. Don't forget, the first question says that we should interpret and present the above as a map. So I'm trying to interpret what we have in there. So what they call the line A to B is what? 440 kilometers. So I'm going to be having from this place to that place, that is what? 440 kilometers. So that's 440 kilometers. Then the question does not stop there. And at point B to C, it measures 250 kilometers. Let me have my point B to C. That will be, I have something here. Point B to C point B to C is 250 kilometers. So it will not be more than, it will not be up to this length. So I'm going to have something like, let me call this 250 kilometers. So I will call this point C, which is what? 250 kilometers. Let me use another thing to denote that. 250 kilometers. Yeah, sorry. 250 kilometers. 250 kilometers. That's it. So, and from point B to C is 250 kilometers. Let's proceed from C to D, which was parallel to point A to B. Don't forget what I call the parallel line. A parallel line is any two lines that proceed on a straight line in the same direction, but they can never meet. So A to B was measured to be 420 kilometers. So from C to D, which was parallel to A to B, was measured to be what? 420 kilometers. So from C to D, so I will proceed like this. From C to D, which was parallel to A to B, this A to B, so it was measured at 420 kilometers. So it will not be up to and the line will not be up to 440 kilometers. I'm going to be having something like, let me stop here. Yeah, let me stop here. So let me call this point D. Point D, that is what? 420 kilometers. 420 kilometers. So I have this. So now the question also proceed. A to D was 202 kilometers from this place to this place. That's A to D. So I'm going to be having here like this. That is 202 kilometers. 202 kilometers. Now I have four shape. I have four side. Now, if you want to proceed now, line A to B was extended to him. Please, I want to take note of this carefully. Line A to B was extended to him, measuring 202 kilometers from point B and joining point C in a quadrant form. Now, this line A to B, it was extended to him. So I'm going to be having something here, and the measurement is what? 202 kilometers. Don't forget. So from this place, I'm going to be having like that, 202 kilometers. Let me call this point here. That is what? 202 kilometer. Now, the next thing that I want to do now is to I have everything numbered, my site, all the sites that they are given, that was given, I have it numbered. In vector, in order to find the magnitude of a vector, vector of two lines that's in a direction. Okay, now, as I was saying, if you want to find the resultant of two vectors that are acting at a right angle to each other, of course, this is a right angle here. This is a right angle here. I want to find the resultant of these two vectors. Let me call this vector 1, vector 2. I don't want to take it to physics, but I need to let you know the reason why I will draw a diagonal line from this point to this point. The reason is that if I want to find the vector that is the vector of these two lines, I will have to draw a diagonal line then, like this. So that's what I'm going to be doing. It's nothing. It's nothing. Just pay attention. I don't want to take you to physics like that. So that's the reason why I'm drawing a diagonal line here. Now, so I have all the sides except this site. I have all the sides here, but I have not gotten this side. So that's the site I'm going to be looking for right now. Don't forget, this 250 kilometer belongs to from point B to C. Don't forget, this 250 kilometer belongs to from this line B to C. So I've not gotten the line C to M. So this is the interpretation of the above map, and you have already solved the first question. Now let's proceed to the second question. The second question says that we should find the calculate the perimeter of the area of the perimeter and the area of the farm. If you want to calculate the perimeter of the farm, you cannot get the perimeter of the farm without getting the line C and M, because the perimeter of a shape tells us the total distance. Total distance. This line plus this plus this plus this. So if you want to find the perimeter, we have to calculate our CM, line CM. So in order to do that, as you know that this is a right angle triangle, and in a right angle triangle, we know that the longest side is what? The hypotenuse. So hypotenuse square will be equal to this square plus this square. So you can easily get your you can get the value of the line CM using a Pythagoras theorem. That's what I'm going to be doing right now. If you are solving this in the exam, you have to solve it accordingly. So to get line CM, we're going to be using Pythagoras theorem. So I'm going to be bringing out the diagram right now. So we're going to be having again line CM. I'm going to be having something like, let me bring out this diagram. This, then this, then the longest side. The longest side. So I have C, B, M. This one is 202. This one is 250 kilometer. Don't forget kilometer. Now, if you want to get your line CM, don't forget from Pythagoras theorem, let me call this line CMH. Hypotenuse square is equals to what? Opposite square plus what? Plus what? Adjacent square. So, if you want to get line CM now, this H square is equals to what? What's opposite? Opposite is the angle that faces this. So, I'm going to be having 250 kilometer. 250 raised to the power of 2. 250 raised to the power of 2 plus what? What's the adjacent square? Adjacent is 202, so we have 202. So we have 250 plus 202. So if you punch your calculator, A square is equals to 62,000, 62,500 plus 202 square, 2 square, that's 40,840, 40,840. So I have this. If I add this together, we're going to be having A square is equals to 103, 304. So you're not looking for A square, you're looking for the value of H alone. So what do? You square both sides. So your H will be what? The square root of what? 103 and 304. So this is your A square. And if you square this square root of punch your calculator, 103, 304, 103, 304, 103. That will be 321.409, but you're going to be having H approximate to the nearest whole number. That's what 321 kilometer. So the value of H at this point is 321 kilometer. So I'm going to be putting that as the value of H. So the value of h right now is 21 kilometers. So I'm going to be having 321 kilometer, 321 kilometers. So that's the value of h. Now I have gotten the value of all the sites from this place to this place, from this place to this place. So I can easily calculate the perimeter of the farm. So back to our question there, calculate the perimeter. If you want to find the perimeter now, you can proceed. So I can easily get the perimeter of this shape right now. And that's what I'm going to be doing, is that I'm going to add all the sides perimeter. I want you are solving this in the exam mode, right, and solve accordingly, so you can have your full mark. Perimeter of the shape now will be equals to line AB, line AB, and you can also make use of line AM directly. You're also going to add this and this, line AB plus line BM, plus line MC, plus line CD, plus line CD, plus line DA, DA. So this is the perimeter. This. So if I want to, I'm going to be having 440 kilometer, plus line BM is 202 kilometer, plus line MC is 321 kilometer, plus line CD is what? 420 kilometer, then plus, what is the other line? DA is 202 kilometer plus 202 kilometer. So I have this. The perimeter is equals to 15. If you want your calculator, add this 1585 kilometer. So this is the perimeter of the farm. Now let's proceed with the next question. Then we are looking for the area of the farm. If you look at this shape very well, this shape is a trapezium shape, and if you want to calculate the area of a trapezium, it is very simple. If you look at this this shape, this is a trapezium of which we have A here, B here, let me call this line B, and this is the height. Don't forget the formula of a trapezium. A trapezium can be calculated, the area of a trapezium, area of the farm. Don't forget. And you know that the shape of the farm is what? Is a trapezium shape. So you can easily calculate the area of the farm by using what? 1/2 A plus B multiplied by what? Height. That is the formula for the area of a trapezium, which is the area of the farm. So, and don't forget what I call your A. Your A is 420 kilometer or 440 kilometer, and then you have your H as 250 kilometers. So just substitute the form and define the value, you get your area. So I'm going to be having 1/2 into bracket. What's A? A is 420 plus B. What's B? 440 kilometer, and then multiply by 250. So open the bracket using 250 kilometer. So open the bracket, you're going to be having this plus this, that's 860 multiplied by 250, 860 multiplied by 250, that's all over 2. So 860 multiplied by 250, that will give me 215,000. So I'm going to be having, I don't want you to make a mistake, so let me go this. So I'm going to be having 215,000 area is equals to 215,000. Don't forget the unit over 2. So area is equals to 215 divided by 2. That will give me 107,500 kilometer. Now you can see this is the area of the trapezium, and don't forget the area of the farm is given by area of the trapezium plus the what? Area of the triangle. So now I'm going to be looking for the area of the triangle, but actually if you look at this diagram, if you look at the diagram of the farm, if you look at the layout of the farm, you can see that this trapezium ABCD is what I just calculated. Now I'm going to be calculating the area of triangle BMC. But if you want to calculate it directly, you can also do it directly. But instead of using your AB as the B of the area of trapezium, you are going to be using your AM. That is, you are going to be summing this and this and making it B and use the area of trapezium and get the whole farm correctly. But now I've already gotten the area of the trapezium. That is the other way of calculating the area of the farm. You take into consideration every part of it. Without, you don't want to separate it. I mean, you don't want to separate the trapezium from the triangle. You can proceed by calculating this base, sum this together and make it your B, then substitute it in the area of the trapezium. But I've already calculated ABCD, so it's necessary for me to calculate another one, BMC, which is the area of the triangle. Those are the ways to solve this question. So now I'm going to be calculating the area of triangle. Don't forget the formula for of the area of triangle is given by half base times height. Area of triangle is given by what? 1/2 half base times height. And don't forget the base of this so I have this as the base, which is what? 202 kilometers, 202 kilometers. So I'm going to be having 1/20 bracket. What's the base? 202 multiplied by what? Height. What's the height? The height is 250 kilometers. 250. So let's proceed with our calculation. So 202 multiplied by 250. Punch your calculator, you're going to result to 50,500. 50,500 divided by 2. So that's will give me 25,250. 20,250 kilometer square. So I have the area of the triangle. Area of the triangle plus I have the area of triangle and the area of the trapezium. So the area of the trapezium is given by area of trapezium is what? Is given by that is area of trapezium is given by, this is the area of trapezium, that is 107,500 kilometer square. This is the area of trapezium. So the total area will be what? The total area will be given by what? This plus this, 107,500, that is the area of kilometer, plus what? So 25,250 kilometer square. So if I add these together, I'm going to get the total area of the farmland. So the total area is what? 132,750 kilometer square. So this is the total area of the farmland. Now, after calculating total area of the farmland, the question doesn't stop there. It said that we should calculate if the entire plot is used for the cultivation of maize, what is the plant population if the spacing is 60 centimeter by 60 centimeter at the sowing rate of 2 seeds per hole? Now they gave me the sowing rate, which is what? 2 seeds per hole, and the spacing, which is what? 60 centimeter. But if I want to calculate the plant population, I will need to first calculate my, and as we know that plant population is calculated in meter square, so I'm going to convert the area in kilometer squares to meter square, and that's what I'm going to be doing right now. So kindly pay attention. The farm in kilometer square is given by this. To get the area in meter square, don't forget that 1,000 meter is very, very simple. Just pay attention. 1,000 meter is equals to what? 1 kilometer. If I want to get the area in meter square, I'm just going to square this. So I'm going to be squaring both. So that will give me 1 million meter square will give me what? 1 kilometer square. And if 1 million meter square will give me 1 kilometer square, how many meter square will give me? X meter square will give me what? 135,750 kilometer square. If I want to get the value of my x, which when x is what? Area in meter square, so I can easily cross multiply, whereby I'm going to be having this will goes to this and this will goes come to this. I can easily cross multiply, so I'm going to be having x is equals to, you put your calculator, you're going to be having 135, you multiply 1 million, Let me reduce this 1 million to 1 times 10 raised to the power 6. As you know, I can reduce it to standard from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1 times 10 raised to the power 6 is also the same thing, though. Don't get confused. And times 135, 750. So x is equals to what? 1 times 10 raised to the power of, I made a mistake. Here is not 5, oh, it is 2. Here is 2. Thank God that I can see it. So here is 2. Please don't make mistake. Here is 2. Thank God that I easily figured it out. Now let's proceed with the calculation. 132,750 multiply by 10 to the power of 6. 132,750 multiply by 10 to the power of 6. That is 1.3275. 1.3275 times 10 raised to the power of what? 11. So in meter square. So this is the value of x in meter square. That is, I convert this in kilometer square to this. This is the value of m in meter square. Now I can easily proceed with the calculation of my the planting population. And don't forget the plant population is what? Area over what? Area over spacing. Plant population is equals to area over spacing. Area in meter square over spacing in meter square, but they gave me spacing in centimeters, which is what? Spacing is equals to what? 60 centimeter by 60 centimeter. 60 centimeter by what? 60 centimeter. If I want to convert this 60 centimeter to meter, I will easily divide both by what? 100, because 100 meter and 100 centimeter equals to 1 meter. So 60 centimeter all over 100 over 100. I'm going to be having 0.36 meter. I've converted to meter like that. 0.36 meter. So I'm going to be having, oh, there's a mistake again. Sorry. It is not 0.36. It's supposed to be 0.60. 0.60 is 0.60. So I'm going to be having 0.60 meter multiplied by 0.60 meter. So that will be 0.36 meter square. So this is the value of the space in meter square. So I can proceed that the plant population is equal to, what's the area? The area is what? Don't forget, 1.3275 times 10 raised to the power of what? 11 meter square, and all over 0.36 meter square. However, you might be wondering that why do I write this in what? Index? I mean, why do I write this in standard form? If you want to change it from standard form to normal number, it will only consume a lot of space. That's why I change it to index form, standard form. However, you can change it to normal number. So that will be what? 132,750 0.00000 meter square. Have you seen that? So it's because it will consume a lot of space. That's the reason why I make it into standard form. It will consume a lot of space. That's the reason why I make it into standard form. You get it? So that's it. So it will consume a lot of space. That's the reason so it's also the same thing. Okay, don't be confused. Please just follow me carefully so I won't make any mistake. Now let's proceed. So we have 1.3275 times 10 raised to the power what? 11 meter square divided by 0.36 meter square. Now, punch your calculator. After dividing it, I have my plant population as 3.6875 multiplied by 10 raised to the power of 11 stands. Don't forget this stands. To get a full mark, you have to put stands. But it doesn't stop there. As you read in the question, each holes on the field was planted with 2 seed. So this is for a seed. You have to get the full plant population because we plant 2 seeds. So I'm going to be total plant population. However, when you are solving an exam, don't short it like this. Okay, don't short it like this. Write it in full. Total plant population is equals to 3.6875 multiplied by 10 raised to the power of 11 multiplied by what? 2. So this is total plant population. Multiply this by 2. Then you're going to be having what? This is total plant 7.35 I made a mistake again. Sorry. 7.375. 375, okay. 375. 375 multiply by what? 10 to the power of what? 11 stands. Don't forget your stands, okay? Don't forget your stands. 7.375 multiplied by 10 raised to the power of 11. That is the total plant population for that. Okay, you are there and you are wondering how I got this as a standard form. You didn't understand how I got it as a standard form. So I want to change the method now. From this place, I'm going to be changing this from standard form to normal whole number. You're going to be having 132, 132, 132. From this place, you multiply this by 10 raised to the power 11. On a normal basis, you are going to be having 132, 750, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Don't forget your meter square. All over 0.36, also 36 meter square. You're going to be getting this. Yeah, you're going to be getting this. So that will be 368 and 750, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. No, not meter square now, it is stands, okay? 350, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, stands. It's not meter square now, it will be stands. So you have that. So total population is that you're going to multiply this by 2, this multiply by 2. That's what I did here. So you're going to be having 735. I made a mistake again. Okay, it's not there. You're going to be having, if you multiply this by 2, you're going to be having 735. You're going to be having 735 550 0 0 0 0 0 0. And don't forget your stands. Get it? So this is also the same as what this. You get what I'm saying? So don't get confused at all. For those of you that didn't understand how I get it, was if you punch this as a calculator, you're going to get this and this. You get what I'm saying? So let's proceed with this. Okay, I'm using standard form because it's the shortest form. This is too long. This, if you look at this number now, look at this number, it is too long for me to write. So I prefer having this. Oh, I even made a mistake. 7 is here. 737. It's not 735, 737. 737. 737 500. Get it? So if you punch your calculator, you're going to get this, okay? But I prefer using this standard form method, okay? So let's proceed with our calculation. Now we have gotten the total plant population. That is question number 3. That's question number 3. Now, question says if 3/5 of the total farming area is used for cassava production, please, I want you to take note. 3/5, take note here. 3/5 is used for what? Cassava production. What is the area left uncultivated? Now we are going to revert back to the total area, which is the area of the trapezium plus the area of that triangle, of which this. So we have total area in meter square is this. However, please, I advise you to use total area in meter square, okay? Total area in meter square. Don't use total area in kilometer square. Make use of total area in what? Meter square. So that's it. So the question says 3/5 of the total area, total farm area. So I'm going to be having question number 4. 3/5 is used for cassava production. So 3/5 of the total farm area. This is total farm area. So 3/5 of this is 132 750 0 0 0 0 0 0 meter square. So 3/5 of this will give me what? Punch your calculator. If you punch your calculator, I'm going to be having 3/5 of total area. 3 multiplied by this, I'm going to be having 3.9825 multiplied by 10 raised to the power of 11. So I'm going to be dividing this by 5. Don't forget your unit, that is meter square. So divide it by 5. That is 0.7.965 times 10 raised to the power of what? 10 meter square. So this area of farmland is available. This area of farmland, don't forget the question says 3/5 of the total farm area is used for cassava production. What is the area left uncultivated? Now, the area that is used for cassava production is what I just got right now, which is what 7.965 times 10 raised to power 10. Now, the area that is left uncultivated will be the area that is used for cassava production minus the total area of the farm. That will the area that will be left uncultivated. So I can have area used for cassava production, area used for cassava production, area for cassava is this. Don't forget, this is the area that is used for cassava production. So I can write it at 79,650 0 0 0 0 0 0 meter square. So it can be written as this, probably if you don't like the standard form. Therefore, to get the area that is not cultivated, the thing that this is what we are going to say, to get the area that is not cultivated, that will be what? The total area, which is this, the total area minus what? The area that is used for cassava production. So I'm going to be having area that is left uncultivated, area uncultivated is equals to what? 132,750. You can proceed to write in full. You can proceed to write both in full, but I will write in standard form because of space. So that is what 1.3275 times what? 10 to the power of 11 meter square minus, I want to write this also in standard form, which is this. This in standard form is this. So I'm going to be having minus 7.965 times 10 to the power of 10 meter square. So if I want to, I will subtract both. If you subtract both, area uncultivated is given by subtract. So I'm going to be having 5.31 times 10 to the power of 10. This is 10. This is 10. Don't forget, meter square. So this is the area that is left uncultivated. Okay, the area, how do I get the area that is left uncultivated? This is total area of the farm minus the area that they use in for cassava production. That is how I got the area that is not cultivated. Now let's proceed to question number 5. Question number 5 says, if 5% of the uncultivated land is used for building of farmstead, what is the proportion of uncultivated land available for production? Please kindly take note of the question very well. If 5% of the uncultivated land, that is the uncultivated land that we get from the previous one, 5% of it is used for building. After using for building, how many proportion of the land will be left for production? Probably the farmer might want to embark on, apart from setting on cassava production, after cultivating cassava production, the uncultivated land is used for farmstead and building of farmstead. After building farmstead, you still want to use it for cultivation of other crop. So what proportion of the uncultivated land will be available for the production of that crop? That is what the question is asking. Okay, so get question before answering. Now let's proceed. Now this is the area that is left uncultivated, but the question now says that question number 5 said, and out of this area that is uncultivated, 5% of this area is used for constructing farmstead. So 5% of the uncultivated area, as you know, when you're talking about percentage, you're talking about 100%. So 100, so 5 over 100 multiplied by what? 5.31 times 10 raised to the power of 10. This is the area we want to calculate. What I want to calculate now is the area that is used to construct a farmstead. So area for farmstead, let me put it, area for what? Farmstead, area for farmstead, farmstead, area for farmstead. That's it. Area for farmstead. That's what I want to calculate now. Area that the farmer used to construct the farmstead. So now multiply 5%. 5 divided by 100. Punch of divided by 100 will be what? 0.05. What? 0.05 multiplied by 5.31 times 10 raised to the power of 10. Don't forget your unit is what? Meter square. So multiply by what? 5.31 times what? 10 to the power of 10. Power of 10. That gives me 265 5 0 0 0 0 0 0 and 0 5 5 5 5 5. Okay, don't forget your unit. That is what meter square. The unit is meter square. So this is the area that is used for constructing farmstead. So if I want to get the area that is the question says that I should find the, don't forget, find what is the proportion of the uncultivated land available for production. So if I want to get the proportion of land available for production now, is to subtract the total uncultivated land minus the area that is used, that has been used to construct farmstead. So that will be giving me what I want to get that. So I'm going to be having total uncultivated area, which is what uncultivated land. So I'm going to be having 5.31 times 10 raised to the power of 10 m square minus what 265 0 0 0 0 0 0 meter square 6555. Are you getting it? So subtract this minus 5.31 times 10 to the power of 10 of 10. So that will give me 5 points. Don't forget what I'm calculating. It is the proportion of land available for production. This is the proportion of land, proportion of uncultivated land available for production. So that is what I'm calculating now. Proportion of uncultivated land available for production. That is the total uncultivated land minus area that has been used to construct farmstead. You get it? So after subtracting, I realized that the value is what 5.0445 times 10 raised to the power of 10 meter square. So yeah, this is the value of the proportion of the uncultivated land available for production. Please, probably if you are watching this video, probably you download this video and you are watching it later, please, if you have gained from this video, kindly help me with the growth of the channel. Let us grow together. You can click on the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. Thank you very much. Bye.